Our topic right now is going to be dealing with rates. Rates, a lot of people think they're just ratios. Well, they're a specialized ratio. A ratio compares two things of the same units. A rate compares two things of different units. Feet per second, miles per hour, price per pound, errors per page. How many books you can read in a week, how many costumes can be produced in a month, whatever the case may be, in far-reaching applications. But in any case, the fact, if you see that these units are different. Now, for the number parts, they will really sort of work just like numbers in ratios and even in fractions always did. The fact that you always want to try to simplify. In these two examples, the $1.25 to 3 pounds, nothing is in common, no common factors. So we're sort of have to leave that left alone. 5 errors and 17 pages, 5 and 17, no factors in common, can't reduce that particular fraction. However, we can see that in these next examples, you can try to clean things up a little bit. You have 6 tablets in 24-hour period. That's a fact. So that's a rate. 6 tablets, 24 hours. But that 6 over 24 now, if you just had a 6 over 24, that can be reduced. 6 goes into 6 one time, and 6 can go into 24 4 times. So 1 tablet in 4 hours. Still a rate, but it's a simplified rate. Here we have earnings per hour. That's a rate. $324 in 40 hours. Again, that's a rate, but we want to simplify that rate. We could divide the numerator by 4 and the denominator by 4. That would give us 81, don't forget the dollars, over 10, don't forget the label there as well, so $81 in 10 hours. Again, that would be a simplified rate. Right? But the old what if? That's nice. Okay, I made $81 in 10 hours, but I'm only working 1 hour next Saturday. So how much am I going to make? You always, sometimes, in certain situations, would like to take things a step further in rates. And look what would happen. If I took 81 and divided it by 10, I would get $8.10, 8.1. And then $8.10 would be my per hour rate. Mathematically, we give that a special name, and that is called a unit rate. A unit rate has a denominator of 1, not numerator, denominator, the downstairs number. So if we were given the fact that 102 miles was traveled in 4 hours, we would reduce that rate as 51 miles over 2 hours. That would be the reduced rate. But if they asked us for a unit rate, we would actually take 2 and going into 51. When you do that division, you would end up with 25.5 miles in 1 hour. Usually you hear that word per a lot, especially per 1 hour. So you would travel 25.5 miles per 1 hour. Again, simplified rate, unit rate. Okay. A regular rate, simplified rate, unit rate. So be very careful to always know what you're asked to find. Let's look at another example. That'll work too. Let's see, what is the cost per share of $21,375 if that'll buy 475 shares? See, the cost per share. We know how much total dollars you have, and if that buys 475 shares, how much does one cost? Again, taking that rate and shrinking it down per 1 unit, 1 item. So what I did here is just to show you, again, nothing magical. You take 475 divided into the 21,375. You get to bring in all your math knowledge so far here. That ends up being a nice $45. Doesn't have to be. We could just continue with our decimals. But in this case, it stopped and terminated right there with a $45. So $45 per share would be the unit rate. Again, rate, unit rate, again, that per 1. You don't necessarily have to see the 1, but you know it's implied, $45 per 1 share. And with everything, just keep on practicing.